So the process was done, so I can go over here and press open and select the coordinate model and load it up in the project. Alright, and now we get to work on the interesting part together. I'll go over to the Data Sources tab and select Add, and then click on the Microsoft Project 2007 to 13. Then I'll open up the test file in the project. Alright, but let me first go over to the Tasks tab and hide the guns, and then let me just get a quick pic of the table here. I just want to show you something. Alright, so now as you can see here in the tabs, we have the name, the status, then the planned start, planned end, actual start, actual end, the task type, and others. I'll minimize it and then open it up later when it comes in use. So now I can select Add on a Microsoft project and open up the test file. Now let's see what the task name was in the MS project. The number 10. So I'll open up the field selector and select the text 10 here from the menu. Alright, then for the synchronization ID, we can just put it on ID. Now for the start date and the end date, we can either go with planned or actual. I'll go with actual right now. Now for the actual start date and the end date, we have these listed as start and finish. We'll just work with these two, we won't be touching the rest. So we can put the actual start date on start, and for the end date we'll go with finish. Alright, and the next point is for the, let's see, the number 9 that we have here. So in the field selector for the user 1, I'll go with number 9, the cost 9 that we have here, and the rest we'll just leave them for now. Although we do have the cost, and whether it's for the material, labor, or whichever one of these, we can add the cost as well. That's to your preference, but it's not actually effective because the cost that we have in the MS is general. It's the total cost and it's not item by item such as here. And so after this, I'll press OK. Right click here and select rebuild. Alright, because the process is in progress, let me just close this for now because those are in sync, and then I'll continue after the process is done. So after the process was finished, we got this message which says some of the elements that you imported do not correspond. That's because we haven't covered all of the elements and the topics in full yet. So for now, I'll go over to the Tasks tab, and as you can see, here are the items that were fine, and now we want to add the tasks type. Now previously we had these under construct in the MS file, but they're empty now, and I think it's because we hadn't finished that before. So I'll put one of them under construct and then pull this down so the process does all of them, but we'll have to check later on why this happened. Right click in here and select field down, and we just have to wait for the process to be finished. Alright, and now we'll go over to the attached column. Now whichever one of these elements I select under the properties window and the element tab, we have the simulation part and its value. I created this myself. So we'll go over here and select the auto attached option, and this auto attaching process is based on some rules. So here, let me just first delete this and press new here and select the attach item to tasks by category property. Alright, then I'll click on the name, and then here in the value field, let's see what I had assigned for the ID previously. It was user 1, I think. Alright, cancel on here and then select this. Right click and select edit on the data source, and I was correct. Oh, I had mistakenly put in a cost9 instead of text9 for user 1. And as we can see here, I've put in cost for the task type, which is a mistake, and that's why we couldn't finish the process earlier. This was text 10. Alright, so right click and select rebuild here, and then OK, and back to the tasks. Attach, new here, then I'll select this, and then I'll put the name on user 1 because it is equal to the item that we assigned previously. Alright, then here I'll put this on the element value, and then this will be based on the simulation property that we created. We just have to find it here in the menu. It's right here, simulation part. OK, and then here we have the ignoring case, and then hit OK. Now select this, and then we have the override current selection option, which is useful if you've done this before, but because we haven't entered any rules before, it's fine, but just make sure to check that box, it doesn't hurt. Alright, so then I can hit apply rules. Alright, and then whichever of the elements that we had assigned in a notepad, the CO, the J1, or the B, those that we defined will be automatically added to the elements that we specified in the MS. Alright, so now as you can see, all of the exact elements have the explicit selection attached to them here. This is a great method of doing this, and we can test it out in the Simulate tab. Now let me just pull this down here so it reaches the level that we want. Alright, cancel here because I rebuilt this once. Let's see if we have it on construct. So no. So I'll have to select it myself, and then we just have to check out the construct word. I think I misspelled it. Alright, let me just go back this one more time. Select construct and pull this all the way down here, and then let's see if the process is done. Then we can bring this back up here, right click on the construct and select fill down, and we just have to wait for the process to be done. Alright, and now that it's done, we can go back to the Simulate tab and then hit play, hoping that it's okay. Alright, it automatically recognized the area that we selected. Now this can be extremely useful to us. We can go over to the selection and give it start and end dates, just as we assign these in the MSP as well. And as I said, make sure to check out MSP before finishing this part, because as we said in the MSP, we could filter to items based on a specific timeline, and we can have these based on the timeline and the model and the data as well. Alright, so put the interval size here on 25, and for the playback duration we can just go with 60, and then for the text here we can edit this and then put in some text that we want to see. And we can also specify the colors. Let's go with green for now. Control Enter, and then colors, red. And then for the extras, we have these options. Let's just go with percentage and then press OK. Alright, and OK here as well. Alright, and now you can see the process. And let's just hit play just so we can go through it. Alright, and as you can see, these are the different stages of the process shown to us here. Alright, so overall this is how to link the MS project and how to control it in the Revit. Now this part in particular is incredible to see and work with. Make sure to train these parts and then do the rest.